Good morning, good people. It's me, Kyra. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. On today's video, I'm labeling this Mondays. These Mondays is monetary Mondays because I'm going to be talking about money, and I have been consistently, kind of, not really, but trying to. Today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to stick to your budget. I have times where I find that I am not doing the best on my budget, but these are some things that I've been trying to do, and I found that it does actually help me with my budget. So I'm going to get right into the 5 tips, 5 things that you can do to help you stick to your budget. The first thing that you can do to help you stick to your budget is to create one. And not just create one, but create one that's more specific to you and your lifestyle in a way that you learn and do things. So for me, I am someone who writes down my budget. So I do 2 things. I write my budget down, and I also use an app called Every Dollar to track, because I keep my budget, it's in my phone. So I actually have where while I'm out and about, if I need to add something to that, then I'll add something to it. But then at the end of the month, then I can look at my Every Dollar app and then write in my actual budget journal what I've done. And then of course I have my no spend. You guys see what I do when I do my budgets. So that's what I do. I do it 2 ways. So you can either do an Excel spreadsheet, you can just write it down, or you can use an app as well. I used to do an Excel spreadsheet, but for me it just didn't work for me that well. So now what I do is I use my app where I plug in everything, the same thing that's in my my budget bullet journal. I put into my app, and if I need to correct anything before I write it down for the tally for the whole month, then I'll put that down just to keep a track and a record of what I'm doing in 2 different forms. Another thing when it comes to the type of budgeting that you do, if you're someone who's trying to pay off debt and you kind of want to be more strict on yourself, think about that, because some people may struggle with the restrictions on where their money is going or how they allocate their funds and finances. Granted, if you're trying to get out of the budget, you really want to pay attention to where your money is going, because you can probably get out of the budget quicker based off how you're budgeting your money. We all are learning that, right? So that's one thing that you could do, using spreadsheets, apps, and the actual pen and paper, if that's the best way for you to do it and to track your budget. Another thing that you can do, I'm looking at my paper because I wrote this stuff down, is get an accountability partner. Maybe you have someone who is like my sister, for instance. She's trying to work on her budget, so we could do weekly check-ins, we could do monthly check-ins based on how you're getting paid, or just based on how you all communicate on your budgeting. You can have someone, an accountability partner to help you with your budget every week, every month, depending on what your goals are for you and your partner, and then just work that out. Because it's just, to me, working on my budget is kind of like working on every other aspect of my life, especially like fitness and health. You need that support, and it's hard to not be successful in certain things. You can find it to be a struggle or hassle to a point, some people, when you don't have that support as well. So me and my sister would talk about our budget. I talk to other people about budgeting, but I feel like me and my sister more so can connect on it, because she really does want to get better credit. She want to look at somebody in the home. So that's something that we talk about. We talk about those in our conversations, our budgeting. So that's something that you can do, is have someone that you know, either friend, even in some of the Facebook groups, there are accountability partners. You can ask someone to help you out with your funds. Or granted, you may not want to talk about your finances with a stranger, but if it's something that helps you, I say go for it. The third thing that you can try, and this is something that I try to do, because I have a calendar in my budget journal. It is trying no spend weeks or no spend month. Just try and challenge yourself not to spend on certain things, so that you know for a fact is not something that you already have in your budget, so that you can stick to your budget, even better. For me, it's not that hard for me not to spend money, but it is, because you got stores at your fingertips. So that's where I need to really be like, no spend on Amazon or anything else online, so, but that's my biggest culprit is Amazon and Walmart. I don't know, but so just trying to do a no spend week or a no spend month, But if you want to start off small, try and do a no spend week and align that around your paydays so that you know, okay, this is a week that I really don't, depending on how you get paid. I get paid every 2 weeks. So those weeks where you're not getting paid, maybe try no spending week that week, and try to find things that you can do outside the home, inside the home, even if you are a single parent like myself, or if you are just anybody trying to do something. If you have kids, try and find things that you can do around the house that is free, that you can do with your kids, or things that you can do outside the home that doesn't include a screen. So try not to try to do screen friendly activities. And I feel like that was a lot, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? I hope so. The next thing that you want to do, this is actually 6 because I just thought of something else that I didn't write down. So I'm gonna give you 6 things you can do to have to stick to your budget. The next thing you want to do is question why you're purchasing things, especially if they're not on a list that you made. Like if it's a grocery list and you didn't put it on a grocery list, why are you buying this extra thing? Why are you buying these cupcakes? Do you really need them? Why? I had to do that the other day. Cupcakes, pastries. I'm not even really a pastry fan, but I love brownies and cupcakes that are chocolate, depending, you know. Anyway, let me stop talking about food because now I'm getting hungry. I didn't eat breakfast this morning and I don't know what's going on. So question your purchases. I know my dad told me this, and I'm pretty sure I told you this, guys, in a previous video. My dad told me this a long time. It's like, you know how you can save money? When you see something you wasn't trying to buy, you look at it, you say, no, he said you look at it, you want it, you're not supposed to get it, you leave, and whenever you come back to the store, if it's not that no more, you wasn't meant to have it. So that's how I look at things. Like if I go to a store and I see something that I like, especially if I don't have the money for it and it's not in my budget, especially now, I have not been buying a lot of things because of that. It's like, okay, if I go back to the store and it's there, then first of all, it may be less expensive. And secondly, if it's not there, I just save money. I cannot tell you how many times I bought things just on a whim and I've never used it. I didn't wear it because for some reason I don't like trying on clothes at the store. Probably should do that, but I don't. So I have a bunch of clothes that I can't fit. Not because I can't, not necessarily because of the trauma, or just because I've gained so much weight. So that's that. I'm just telling y'all all my business. Don't know why. But yeah, just question, why are you buying these things? Why do you need it? Is it something that you have to have right now? Can you, when you go back, if you take that step to say, you know what, I don't need this today, if I come back and it's here, then I can get it. If I come back and it's not here, then oh well, I can live without it. It's, you know, it's not the end of the world. And that's happened to me plenty of times. It's happened to me times where I've gone back to the store and it was less expensive. I've gone back to the store and it wasn't there, and I've gone back to the store and it was there, and I bought it because I had the money to do it, and it was my intention to also buy it as well. But I was able to do it because I wasn't struggling in that moment, you know. And then also, some of those impulse buys are based off your emotion. And I know that for me, a lot of times that I did do that, where I was like, you know what, let me leave and come back. When I left those days, it was more of an emotional thing where I was like, I want this. And then when I came back, I saw the same thing and I just didn't want it because it was more of an emotional purchase versus a necessity, or just something that I felt was really sparked joy, if you will. The fifth thing that I would say to do to help you stay on budget is to create lists. So one thing that you could definitely save on or stick to your budget on is creating a list for your grocery shopping and also household items. I have been doing that. I try to grocery shop every week right now because I find that when I grocery shop for the month, I end up wasting so much money because things go bad because I just don't want to eat it. So I try and do a menu plan for the week, and I'm still working on that. You guys, I had a video I did a couple weeks ago, or a month or so ago. I'll link that in the iCards above, where I did a menu plan, and I've been doing that for a few weeks now, where I will write down what I want to eat for my son for dinner, because he eats breakfast and lunch at school, and then for myself, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or snacks like fruit, buy that, and things like that for the house for us. And I found that it's a little bit easier because now I'm not just going and spending my whole budget for the month and not really having anything to eat because I don't want it because of whatever's going on. So I try and do it based on the week, and then it also allows me to go and, you know, look at other things that's available. Maybe, okay, this is something that I could cook next week, you know, for whatever the meals are. And then the last thing that I want to say, so that's it for it. Just making a list on different items that you need to price out and make sure you stand within that. The last thing I'm going to tell you to do is basically track your spending. Track what you're spending money on. I'm not someone who uses cash envelopes. I try to do it, so I can't tell you to do it because I'm not using cash envelopes. What I do is I track what I'm spending money on. I get my receipts. I make sure I'm checking my bank account to make sure I know where my money is going. When I go to Walmart, when I am looking for certain things, pricing things out and writing things down so I can make sure that I'm within that number that I hit. Now granted, the number that I wrote down on my budget. Now granted, sometimes I don't hit that number and I do have to move some things around, but it really depends on the necessity of what I need. Like if I need toilet tissue and I didn't write that down on my budget, then I need tissue. So I have to do what I need to do to get that. So that's basically what it is. As long as I'm staying within that amount that I wrote down to spend, I may need to move some things around, but being able to have a list and have my receipts and seeing what I'm spending money on. Do I need to cut this down for this month? Do I need to cut this down for that month? What are the things that I have? What are the things that I'm spending money on? And keeping track of everything that I'm spending money on. Sometimes you have these one-off expenses, like if I want to go to Walgreens and go grab a bag of chips or something, or because I could go to the cafeteria in my job, but I'd rather pay 75 cents versus $1.50, you know, for a bag of chips or a candy bar or something like that. Or do I really need that bad that I will either walk to the store and get a candy bar or go downstairs and spend twice as much as I would? Like, you know, just think about stuff. But yeah, that is the last tip, is basically tracking what you're spending your money on, because not only would it allow you to stay within budget, it'll also allow you to figure out what changes you can make for the following month's budget or continuously the budget that you have, and just do a budget check-in. So yeah, those are the 6 tips, not 5 because I added a little bonus in there. 6 tips. The first one is to use a budget that is for you. The method, your budget method, everybody's financial situation is different. Everybody's budget is going to be different. So how do you use, what media do you use? You use the app, a spreadsheet, or just writing it down with a pen and paper. What best works for you, where you can track and keep on task with your budget. The second is accountability partner. Gotta reach out to my sister today because we need to talk about these funds. Accountability partner to help you stay on track with your budget. Have a monthly check-in, bi-weekly check-in to make sure you guys are doing well. And then maybe you go out for dinner. I don't know, but I'm just saying, maybe that may be where you go to talk about your budget, is having like a little sit-down dinner that you budgeted, you put in your budget. Just saying. Accountability partner. And then the third one is to try a no spend week, no spend month challenge, so that you can see where, so that you can stay within your budget and not spend on things that are not necessarily, or not necessary, or not even not on. Why am I not talking right? What is happening to my tongue and my brain? It's not working. So that you can do a no spend challenge week or month, so that you can not spend money on things that you're not trying to spend money on. That made sense, I hope. I really hope it did. The fourth thing is to question your purchases. Why are you purchasing it? Is it emotional reasons? Do you really need it? Can you come back and get it later? What are the reasons why you're purchasing this thing that's not on your budget, or not on the list that you've already created? Speaking of lists, make lists, make grocery lists, make lists of things that you need prior to purchasing, and actually price those things out to make sure that you're on budget. If you're not, you can finagle those numbers and try and change it around so that you can stay within your budget and figure out what you can live with and what you can live without for the time being. And then the bonus the bonus tip is to track your spending. Use receipts, use your apps, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Use a receipt. Oh, tracking your tracking your spending, and that's the last tip for today. I'm hungry and I'm a little sleepy too. So that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why I just did that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any tips that I forgot, or you found some tips very helpful that I did not provide in this video, please make sure you comment that below, and make sure you share with anyone that may be struggling with some budgeting and they need some help. Make sure you share this video with them. Also, if you haven't subscribed, you've watched this video to this point, I have no idea what's going on with you, please do so. Make sure you subscribe so we can keep talking about budgeting and all the other stuff that's listed in my banner. I'm just saying, it's not just about budgeting. But anyway, comment, share, like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.